Hey guys, it's Cassie, and today I'm going to show you how I apply my Jamberry nail wraps. So I already did my nail prep, so if you have not watched that video, make sure that you do that, and I'll go ahead and put the link in the description box below because it's super important. And here's the wraps that we're going to use. So this is a full sheet of wraps. We're going to pull them out so that you can see them. Okay, so here you are. Here's all of your sizes. So a lot of times when I do sample parties, people are a little bit concerned that they aren't going to have the size that fits their nails. You will probably find a size that fits your nails, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do is go ahead and find the right wrap, okay? So I always start with my pinky. I don't know why, that's just what I do. And they're on a clear backing and they're kind of flexible, so I can actually bend it so that it's curved like my nail and look at it and see if that's about right. And I want a little bit of my nail to show all the way around my wrap. So if I'm thinking that one looks a little small, let's try that one, and that one looks a little big, I'm always going to go with the one that's smaller because it will stick to your nail, but it won't stick to your skin, and if it's too big, it'll touch your cuticle and you will be irritated, and don't do that. Okay, so this is the wrap we're going to use. I'm going to go ahead and do my pinky, and I'm going to show you how I do this without ripping up my entire sheet of wraps too. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to need is my tweezers, but I'm also going to need my scissors, so let me grab those out of here real fast. This is the deluxe toolkit, by the way. This is usually in my purse, so if we're at church and you have a hangnail, I'm your girl. Okay, so the first thing that I do, I'm never going to touch the wraps with my fingers because my fingers have oils, and we've all seen the little kids who gets the sticker from Sunday school and sticks it on their shirt and then on their face and then on the wall, and eventually you're going to wear off the sticky. So we don't want to do that with our wraps. So I'm going to use my tweezers, and I'm just going to pull up the top here a little bit. And then I'm going to cut it. So one wrap does 2 nails, and that's why I'm cutting it in half. And then I'm going to pick it up by the end that I just cut, because the round end is what goes against my cuticle, and the cut end is what we're going to get rid of later. Okay, so everyone does their wraps a little bit differently. So if you try my method and you don't love it, try something else. So a lot of people will actually heat their wraps first, and if that works for you, then you should do it. I actually like applying them like this because once they get hot, they get really curvy and soft and kind of hard to control. And so this way I can just place it on my nail without that happening. So I'm just going to position it, and I'm going to make sure that I have a little bit of a gap in between my nail, my cuticle, and the wrap, and that's so that when I push it down, it's not going to be touching my cuticle anywhere, okay? So, and the other good thing about doing this cold is that once I put it down, if I need to, I can readjust it a little bit. I can lift it because heat is what activates the adhesive, okay? However, I find that usually when I readjust, it gets messed up, and I need to just go with my first instinct. So that's what we're gonna do. So I am using my cute little Jamberry heater, which is awesome. It fits in my purse, which is great. But you just need some sort of heat source. So if you have your blow dryer, or if you have a space heater or whatever, you can definitely use that too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and heat the back of my wrap. And you can see the end just got really curly. That means it's warm enough, and I'm going to take my thumb and push straight down the middle. Okay, so then obviously my sides are still lifted up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat one side. I'm kind of aiming the heat under that wrap. I'm going to push down, and I just do this for a couple of seconds. And how long you heat your wrap is slightly dependent on the finish of the wrap, whether it's metallic or sparkle or whatever. And I'll do another video that I'll show you the differences of those. This is a glossy wrap, and this is just a good middle of the road heat time. And then I went ahead and pushed down that side. Okay, and then I'm going to heat the whole wrap and seal with my awesome, cute little purple rubber cuticle pusher here. Okay, there we go. So now you're thinking, cool, but I don't want long, ugly witch nails. Okay, well, neither do I. So this is one of those times where you do as I say and not as I do, because for the sake of time, I'm not going to do as I always tell you to do. So here's what you should do. Wait a long time before you do this next step. So the wraps have a couple of different layers, and when they get warm, the layers kind of slide around so that they'll fit on your nail. And if you try to file while they're still warm, you'll get funny little frayed edges. And so if you've been having some rough edges on the tips of your wrap, that's probably why. You're probably not waiting long enough. Okay, so I usually do all of my nails before I start this next step. Or if I'm only doing one accent nail, I'll actually go stick my hand in the freezer. But you're welcome. I'm going to have frayed edges just for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my emery board or my nail file, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to file straight down at a 90-degree angle. If you find that your tips like to lift a little bit, you can go ahead and try a 45-degree angle. Again, it's just what works for you. I'm only using downward strokes, so I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm going down, lift, down, lift, down, lift. And I'm getting all the way around. So if you have short nails like me, you kind of have to scoop around those corners in order to make sure that you get those corners. And then you're just going to peel the end off. And there's your beautiful, lovely wraps. So you could be done at this point in time if you're a perfectionist like I am. Here's your couple of extra little steps here. So in your deluxe toolkit, you should have a glass nail file and a spoon pusher. Okay, so here's what you get to do. So mine actually looks really good, but let's say I had a funny little bubble right there. I can turn my heater back on, and I can heat up my spoon pusher, and I can go ahead and just work that bubble out. Okay, so when you're heating it up, you're kind of creating like a clothes iron, and you can just get that bubble out of there, okay? So that's what you can do there. And then I like to take my glass file and just file really gently on my tips. And that makes it really, really super nice and smooth there. But again, make sure that it's really super cool so that you're not causing any fraying on the edges. And then if you have any funny little corners or tips, you can do the same thing with your metal spoon pusher and go ahead and push your tips down. But I don't really need to do this anymore since I started using my glass file. But anyway, there you go. A little tip about your glass file. If you're thinking it's not working as well as it used to, all you need to do is go ahead and wash it with some soap and water, and it should be just like new. So there is how I apply my Jamberry wraps. After I've gotten to this point, I try to stay out of water for about 4 hours, and I try to not put any oil on for about the same amount of time, and that just helps it to seal really well. And after that, you're good to go in water and put on cuticle oil and all of that. But anyway, there's my nail. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks, guys. See you next time.